After it became public that I was a smoker, 100% of my fans from that point on, always cool.
That's important in the timeline of where we are today, you know? That's pioneer shit.
It made a lot of people go get educated about cannabis, I bet you that.
I'm Phil Salazar with Soil Grown Solventless.
I'm Bernie B with El Toro Verde.
My name is Sen Dog. I rhyme for Cypress Hill in the hardcore band Power Flow.
My name is Ricky Williams. I was a football player. I won the Heisman Trophy, and now I'm just the high man. So that's
right. I say, man, that's a beautiful place to be.
Right on, man. I got one question for you, brother.
Yes.
You could choose not to answer it if you want to.
Yeah.
Did you ever play Stone?
No.
No, never. High school, college, nothing?
Mm-mm.
Respect for
How
that.
come?
Right on.
Well, so first of all, in high school, I grew up in San Diego. In high school back then, like if you smoked, you were like bad. It wasn't until my senior year in college, went through this really bad breakup, and I just couldn't sleep. I was just obsessed. And my roommate said, here. And then that time I smoked and didn't think about her, slept. And so I was like, okay, there's something to this. And so I started smoking more. And then when I got in the NFL, because of all the drug testing in the beginning, I didn't mess with it. But then when I realized they only test this once a year, then I started smoking. And then I just never smoked in a game.
Okay.
But when I went up to Canada, I broke my arm, and so I missed like 2 months. And when I was rehabbing, I started to practice a little bit. And one day it was raining, so we used to drive to a facility that was covered. And we were in the car driving to practice, and the guys started passing a blunt around. And so I hit it a couple times, and I did practice high, and I had the most amazing practice ever.
There it is.
But I think part of it though, and this is where I realized it really was medicinal, because I had a broken arm and I had a slight tear in my Achilles, and I was in a lot of pain. But when I smoked a little bit in practice, I didn't feel any pain, and I was out there like a little kid playing out in the front yard again. It was so much fun.
Nice, dude.
You know what I found is, you know, after it became public that I was a smoker, 100% of my fans from that point on, always cool. Always. And I just know people like me. I already know.
Well, and look at the changes that have been made from the pioneer of what you were doing at your time and to what we do every day. You know, the people that are growing in garages and making sure to keep the culture alive, and for people like you who are standing up for what you believed in and like your everyday life and what you enjoy, and why should you change? It's not hurting you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I think that's important in the timeline of where we are today. You know, that's pioneer shit.
It made a lot of people go get educated about cannabis, I bet you that.
What do you do?
I basically specialize in making hash and solventless concentrates. I used to be passionate about just like concentrates, period. And what I first learned was like butane wax. You know, I went through making it, and then I had an accident, hurt myself, promised my family I'd never do that again. And then I just started researching on hash because, you know, I have this desire, this fire that I just want to do something other than growing, you know, something different, to be able to create something in perfect environment. You know, it's my opinion, but yeah, hash, dude. I'm all about the hash.
Right on. What I like about cannabis is just the flower. You know what I mean? I like high-grade flower. The better the flower, the more I like it. You know what I mean? And I've gotten high on stuff like that. My first time that I did a dab, I was on my tour bus with the guys, and B-Real and those guys talked me into taking a rip. I'm like, okay, whatever. And then immediately they all split and go to catering for lunch, and I'm still on the bus, and it's shrinking in on me. And I'm like, man, I'm really, really high. I need to get out of here. And I just broke outside, and when I went outside and I got air, then I was cool again. I remember the first time I ever smoked some Kush, it was in 1998. And my partner B-Real I think he was the first dude in California to have it. He said he was, so I kind of believed him. And like you said earlier about getting kind of like feeling weird and like anxiety kind of thing. And I felt that, you know, when he first let me hit that weed. So I was like, you know, the next day I was like, you know what? I gotta master that. I gotta go back to that studio and smoke with him all day again until that doesn't happen.
Yep.
And eventually that came to pass, you know, and I don't feel that anxiety anymore. I'm just, me being me, you know what I mean, with a nice little head buzz on me. But it doesn't get me that way anymore. But I've seen people that I've blazed out like, hey man, let's smoke a joint. And all of a sudden they're like, oh man, what's going on? What you have in that weed? And I'm like, dude, there's nothing in that weed, man. It's just weed.
For me, there was a point because my favorite thing to do when I smoke is to read.
Okay.
Is to study. And so I remember when I first started smoking, I couldn't smoke and read anything, but I just said I got to figure this out. And now when I smoke and I read, I can really see deeper into the words.
Actually understand what you read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I can tie it together and it makes
Comprehending it on another level.
Exactly.
I went through that too. I would read and it's kind of like wow, reading to put me to sleep. But now I can get through the whole book and actually understand what I'm reading. Yeah.
Really? I've never tried that. I'm gonna have to get high and read a book or something.
I went back to school after I retired, and kind of like you were saying, about 11 o'clock at night, I'd smoke, and I would be into when I went to school the first time. I never read, but I came back and I would smoke a little bit, and I was excited about reading for school. It got me into it.
And when I went to school, I smoked and got high all the time. Through the study groups, nobody else got high but me. I come in and ace the test. I come in late, high, but I pass the test every single time.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It like I said, it enhances my ability to actually just calm down and think through it.
So that with the NFL, they after you retire, they suggest that you go back and do like the brain testing. And then they have to do all these like little tests to test your neurocognitive abilities. And I made some cannabis ghee, and I put it in my oatmeal that morning, and I was high out of my mind. And they said I tested like top 95% IQ.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
So there's that.
After that, I was like, yeah, you guys can't tell me. You guys can't tell me.
Yeah, exactly.
And Pete are thinking, you know.
Yeah, you can't tell me that. It was good talking with you guys.
Man,
It is,
likewise,
man. It is.
likewise.
It's great
chopping it up,
you
yeah.
know? We got people here from different aspects of life and careers and whatnot, and I think we all have one common thing in bond together is the love of cannabis.
Yeah.
And
It sounded like there was a lot of things in common.
Yeah.
And creativity.
Yeah, running backs. We got running backs.
We got running backs in the house. Right.
That was good.
All right, good deal.
I appreciate you guys.
Good
Thank
shit.
you. Thank
Okay,
you.
cool.